Welcome back in on another episode of Stark Media here on campus with the Walsh Cavaliers. I'm TJ Downing, joined by a handful of coaches that we'll have here throughout the day. We'll have a couple coming up after this, but right now I'm joined by Andy Hogarth, Rob Mazzico, and Coach Fankhauser. We have football, we have cross country, we have soccer all here in a row right inside of Alumni Arena. And before we get a chance to dive in with these guys, we want to thank a couple special sponsors, and it always starts with Huntington Bank, Altman Hospital, and Bell Stores. All right, well, I got to start with you, Coach, since you're right to my left. You said it was scrimmage day, right? Tell me about what happened.
Well, scrimmage day, I'll say the first thing that happened, we avoided the lightning. So we got to get our scrimmage in, last scrimmage of our camp time. It was a good scrimmage. Offense moved the ball. We still had some situational things going on, trying to teach our young guys how to handle situations and teach them what they don't know in different things. So we did a red zone, did a 4-minute drill, did some things like that, and I think our guys really responded well. But the most important thing is we got through healthy.
Coach Rob, I see you didn't come out very healthy from today's scrimmage. You've got a cast on your arm. Tell us about what happened.
I just fell when I was in Detroit a couple weeks ago, twisted my ankle, broke my wrist, and we're moving on.
Well, speedy recovery and some speedy guys out there for you in regards to cross country, and really having Zach Kreft be a part of your program and everything that he's accomplished, being regional runner of the year, finishing 4th at nationals. What's that meant to your program?
It's brought a lot of notoriety to our program, and it has helped with recruiting, but we certainly are going to miss him.
Yeah.
But hopefully he left an impact with the guys we have returning, and we'll find out tomorrow night. We do our time trial and kind of run from there.
Coach Hogarth, you guys are getting ready to rock and roll too. Obviously, right alongside Coach Fank and the girls soccer team, all next Thursday, getting ready to go. It's going to be a fun Thursday here, August 31st. You guys will be over at North Canton Hoover High School. Talk about your program and what you have coming back. And I know we were kind of talking before we got this thing started about some early polls where they had you guys at right at I believe the 6th spot. Where do you feel that you kind of felt comfortable with that? What does the top half look like, and what do you feel that your group has to do to get into there?
Yeah, I think with our conference, we're always, it's a conference where the top beats the bottom beats the top. It's we're definitely a tough conference. So I think being 6th, being mid-table, we thought we could maybe a little bit higher, but I think confidence-wise, we know every game is you don't have a game in this conference for men's soccer where you just turn up and win. Every game you've got to compete, you got to prepare properly. So if we get that right, then we can finish in that top 4, we believe. So
yeah, Coach Fank, back to you. Thinking about what you guys will be seeing against West Liberty next Thursday, and you and I have talked before on some of the previous episodes. That feeling of not having to get on a bus to go to a home game, to be able to have tailgating right here, the smell of it, the whole atmosphere, the vibe on campus, and be standalone on a Thursday night. How excited are your guys right now?
They're really excited. Our guys are really pumped up. A couple of our guys were talking about it last night with things that, like, Coach, what are we going to do with the Cavalier Walk? What are we going to do with all this stuff? And having that campus environment has been huge for all of us, all of our sports. And it's been big for us just the last 2 years now, or just going into year 2, where we have that campus environment, and trying to play on a Thursday night is awesome for us.
Coach Rob, before we kind of break down some of your guys that are returning, some of the guys that, or maybe your program has benefited from, Kreft and some recruits that have come in, talk about what preseason looks like for you guys. Your track here around campus, what it looks like on a daily basis from a preparation standpoint for the season and for tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think with our kids, it's a lot of what they do in the summer.
Yeah.
So when they checked in about a week ago, they came in fit, and our kids are very self-motivated, have a lot of internal awareness of where they need to be, and they come in ready to go. And when they're that fit, we just continue to work on aerobic. Then we slowly build in some different components of our training, and look to run our best in October and November.
Coach, I believe this is your 4th season at the helm as a soccer coach.
No, this is 8 or 9, I think.
Eight of them now.
Hey,
okay.
Who's counting?
Yeah. He told me there would never be any math, so I didn't have to. That's been since episode 1. When you look at the balance of the recruits you've brought in, you've got guys from Spain, London, England. You've got Norway, Sweden. Yep. How does that mix balance with the guys locally that have kind of come onto this team?
I think that's one of the big things we've tried to do, right, is I think we've got 9 different countries in in the squad right now, so we've always tried to make sure that we've got the mix of the best local talent with then the best what we can get from overseas. I think Division 2 definitely goes a very, very international kind of flavour throughout. So I think it's huge, and it helps us build the culture of the program. I think one of the things we get is when we brought some of the better local talent in, we definitely get a great fan base and great support. And I think we've created a culture where the families also like to take care of the guys from Norway and from Spain, from Sweden, from England, and it helps us build that spirit together. I think it's been great with what we've been able to do with the type of soccer we can play as well. It's every country has that different, little different brand to it the way we play. So by mixing a few different nationalities together, it helps us play some different styles.
Yeah, I know you and I have joked before, too, that I think the only international players I had when we were playing football was either the kicker or the punter, the handling those duties. Your guys locally, though, I've talked with you. I've talked with your defensive coordinator, Rob Johnson, and the recruiting class that you guys brought in filled with tons of local talent. Talk about some of these freshmen that have rolled in here, and I know you have a young team, some guys that are going to have to step up and play right away. Who have you kind of seen step to the forefront here through, 2-3 weeks of training camp?
Oh, so far there's been a number of guys that have really jumped out on the on film or in practice and doing different things. Dallas Jett is a really quality quarterback. He's still young. He's going to make young mistakes, but he's got a really good strong arm. He's got a good awareness for the pocket and those things. So he's going to probably get some playing time pretty quick. On the defensive side, Connor Tesloff has been awesome for us. He's been a motor guy that just is he's rising up the depth chart and really doing some good things on the outside linebacker spot. We'll have a couple D linemen that are going to probably play with Ivory and some of those guys in Bradford and some of those guys. Offensively, we've got a couple freshman tailbacks that have some ability. Jake Gill and Zane Kinsey are pushing for some playing time there as well. So those freshmen there's probably more out there that have some ability also that'll get to play. With our new rule, with the redshirt rule, being 3 games, we're going to play some young guys a little earlier than we typically would have.
For those that don't remember Dallas Jett up there, Warren Harding, I'll tell you what, he's a tough, phenomenal athlete and then played against tough competition. Mm-hmm. So one of those guys, when you think about Nalvani Ivory too, played against tough competition, should be ready to go here for the Walsh Cavaliers when they open up their season next Thursday night against West Liberty. All right, TJ Downing for Stark Media here inside of Alumni Arena, and we're talking here with Coach Fankhauser, Coach Rob, Coach Andy. Rob, when you mentioned some of the guys that have come in and kind of stepped to the forefront now as the new leaders, the senior leaders, filling in for a graduated Zach Kreft, who are those guys and really what makes them special as runners?
I think first you got Julian Schrott coming back as a 5th year. He really stepped into the limelight last year for us and did some big things in cross country, all region, and then we also have Mitchell Dunham coming back as a 4th-year guy, and he was All-American in cross country or in track and field in the steeplechase. So those guys are probably, along with Noah Graham down from Arlington, who's is a young guy, but he's definitely a great leader and has got in front of the team and is really leading by example with the other 2 guys. And then the young guys we have coming in, Theo Pappas, Spiro Pappas, they were all Ohio last year in track. And then, it's interesting, we have Brody Pumneo, who has, done a remarkable
state
champ. And he's out running cross now, and he was an outstanding 3-sport athlete. So we're anxious to see what he does, putting him in the grass and running him in cross. He's looked really good in the preseason. And then we have another state champ coming in, Daniel Kearns from West Geauga. So we've filled the openings with some good talent. It's just going to be a little bit inexperience and gaining experience throughout the year to see if we can put ourselves back in there as a nationally ranked team again.
Don't let Coach know you got any wide receivers out there that run good in grass. He's got his binoculars out. Coach Hogarth, some of the guys locally that when we start to see you guys line up and play this year, and even, it was funny for me because shout out to our friends back here, Kyle, Christina, Greeny, they always take care of us here. when they asked me to come out and call the Cedarville game to end the season last year. It's the first soccer game I'd ever called. I kind of dabbled in broadcasting here for about 8, 9, 10 years, but never done a soccer game. So, I think I made the best of it, and I think we did you guys justice and did a good service to it. But some of those guys that have used that as fuel, they knew they were going to be returning. They knew that they didn't like how that thing finished. I believe it was the quarterfinal. Who are some of the guys that we can kind of count on to see rise to the top for your soccer program?
Yeah, I think we've done a really good job with the guys that are returning. I think obviously, like you say, we did feel as though we could go further than we did last year, and it's been a driver in preseason. I think local guys, Gabriel Altawil, has had 2 good years with us. Then we've got locally from Holborn, Josh Sarvis got a couple of goals. Gabe Anderson from Lakes got a couple of goals last year. So those guys that we think definitely in the attack. And then, I think from a goalkeeping standpoint, I think we had definitely we felt was one of the, if not the best goalkeeper in the conference in Charlie Walker from England, who was a freshman. I think him coming back can definitely keep us organised and keep us in games. I think we feel with him that we've got a goalkeeper that wins us games with the saves he makes. So I think one of a big positive for us, we lost Lewis Martin I think he played maybe 35 minutes last year, scored 2 goals, broke his foot second game of the season, missed the rest of the year. So having him come back is like having a new freshman striker as well. So so I think we're excited for him.
You got to tell us real quick too your connection to Barack Obama and when you got your citizenship in 2017. That whole story you told us earlier, it was great.
Yeah. So when I got my citizenship, I guess I was the first 2Gs Hogarth in the country was. So I got a letter recognizing that. So I think it was 16 or 17 was when I got it. So it was I moved over here in 2004 and took all those years to get that. But obviously this is my home now, and I see Ohio as my home. So
well, it's special to be the only one, and I'm sure that they know that they're special to have you here coaching a soccer team right on the campus of Walsh University. Coach, before I get you out of here, just the excitement of the season coming up, and thinking about some of those traditions, thinking about things that the way the team has kind of rallied around that and going out and playing on Larry Stout Field and these facilities, which I know you've been a part of. Do I need to do the math again? Is it 23, 24?
Keep going.
Okay. So just kind of encompassing the whole thing, coming up on another football season with beautiful facilities across the street. What's that mean to you?
Well, it's unreplaceable. I mean, that's the feeling you get to be able to walk through or walk out of our locker room, walk down the tunnel, through the tunnel, and when we come out of the tunnel, you see all the folks. And last year they did a great job of lining that pathway for us as we came through with our team and hitting the field, and you see, the home side filled up. And, yeah, is it as big as the Hall of Fame? No, it's not. But I'll tell you this, when it's full and it's loud and it's fun and it's on campus,
yep.
And our kids love it. Our kids really love it.
And it's a great community to be involved in right here.
Yes,
can't even say continue to say special things, Coach. I know that you've got to get going here, but some of your final thoughts just as you get ready to head into the 2023 season.
No, the young men and women have worked extremely hard, and we are super, super excited about the direction we're heading, and we'll see what the season becomes for us. We're ready.
Coach Hogarth, Coach Mazzico, Coach Fankhauser joining me, TJ Downing here inside of Alumni Arena. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to our sponsors, Huntington Bank, Altman Hospital, and Bell Stores. Make sure to check them out and patronize them. All right, guys, you survived the first half of the round table, so on to the second half we go. We'll be back with more after this.
The Fraternal Order of Eagles number 190 in Massillon wants you. Stop down to the Massillon ARE at 303 Wyrick Boulevard Northwest. And like our over 1,800 members experience daily, your Eagles membership will give you access to great food and drink specials. Having a party? Host it in our banquet facility and seat up to 400 people. When you're coming through downtown Massillon, stop by the Eagles and sign up. And for a small fee, you'll have access and be a part of a fraternity that donates over $100,000 a year to local charities. The Fraternal Order of Eagles ARE number 190 in downtown Massillon. Stop by or call us today at 330-832-7385.
At C.H. Vallis & Associates, we've been proudly serving the greater Stark County community for over 78 years. Locally owned, we cover your home, auto, business, and life insurance along with your group benefits. Our partnership with auto owners has allowed us to span not only Ohio, but throughout the entire country. Did you know that Auto Owners, an A++ rated company by AM Best and a Fortune 500 company, has ranked C.H. Vallis & Associates a top 10 insurance agency in the state of Ohio? From your basic home and auto needs to insuring some of the largest companies in America, there's a reason people choose C.H. Vallis & Associates and Auto Owners. Our dedication and passion for our clients and their coverage is part of our commitment to excellence. For all your insurance coverage needs, there's only one call to make, and that's C.H. Vallis & Associates, located at 1302 South Main Street in North Canton. Contact us at 330-494-2776 today and see the difference in customer satisfaction.
Power outages can happen at any time without warning and can leave your home powerless for days. Hilscher Clark has partnered with Generac to bring you the #1 selling home standby generator brand, engineered and built in the USA since 1959. With a home standby generator, your home will never lose power again. Generac generators activate automatically in the event of any power loss and restore power to your home within seconds. Don't leave your home unprotected. Trust only the best. Hilscher Clark's residential division are experts in their profession and go above and beyond to provide you with quality, efficient service at a fair price. Starting with the estimate, they keep you informed regarding status and completion of your projects. They also give you shorter arrival windows and send you email and text confirmations of your scheduled service appointment, as well as notifications when their electricians are on their way to your home. Hilscher Clark's Google reviews speak for themselves, with more than 270 reviews and 4.9 stars. And if you've just recently purchased an electric vehicle but don't want to rely on public chargers to keep your battery full, Hilscher Clark has all the juice you can handle for your home vehicle charging needs. Hilscher Clark is a certified Q Merit Solutions partner, making them market leaders in electrification and recommended by local dealerships. Visit them online at www.hilscher-clark.com. That's HILSCHER-CLARKE.com. Or stop down and see them at 519 4th Street Northwest in downtown Canton. Or contact Hilscher Clark today at 330-452-9806. That's 330-452-9806. Remember, it's your home, it's our family. Trust only the best. Hilscher Clark Electric Company.
Welcome back into Alumni Arena. TJ Downing here with Stark Media with our friends on the campus of Walsh Cavalier University. I'll tell you what, the Walsh Cavaliers have a lot to look forward to this semester coming up, opening up the fall season. 3 brand new coaches here. First, all the way down to my left here, Brett Holt for the volleyball team, Hannah Brown for the women's soccer team, and Lamar Stewart in the middle for the sprint football team. I guess if we're starting off on first, let's talk about sprint football. Those that don't really know a whole lot about it, really tell us the rules, what it encompasses. I know that there's certain weight limits, but really what can we expect from sprint football?
Well, I mean, it'll be a faster game because obviously we got a weight limit. So the weight limit is technically 178, and that's lineman, quarterback, receiver, running back, like everybody would be the same weight. So the game will be a little faster because, you don't got big guys like traditional football. They're 300, 200, 300 plus on the O-line. Now you got guys that's going to be 178 on the O-line. So it speeds up the game. But in a nutshell, it's regular football. It's 11 on 11. It's tackle. The same rules, the same ball, the same offensive schemes, same defensive schemes that you would run in regular football. Now it just has a weight limit.
So you get tiny guys that actually want to play offensive line?
Yeah.
Man, I don't think that exists.
Man, it's like, you go to like the smaller schools.
Yeah.
That you got a lot of teams that got centers and guards that's 180. You know what I mean? So, you go to the smaller schools and you recruit those guys. And, of course, you go to the bigger schools for the skill guys. The skill guys is the same. Like, our quarterback is 6'3", about 170. I got 2 corners that's 6'3" and 6'4", about 175. So, they are regular size guys. Regular size in regular football, they can play that position. So mostly the difference is just with the O-line.
Yeah, Hannah Brown for the women's soccer team. So tell us where you came from. Give us a little bit of your history, your background.
Yeah. I'm from right here, Massillon, Ohio, Jackson High School graduate. Went away to California for 10 years for grad school. Worked at a UC out there called UC Merced. Built a program out there for 10 years. Came back home 2 years ago now. Had a stint at Mount for 1 year, Mount Union, and then started here in April.
So when you look forward here to Thursday night, as we just got a chance to talk to Coach Fankhauser, we talked to Coach Hogarth, a lot going on next Thursday,
Yes.
right? So you guys are going to welcome in Mercyhurst
Yep.
at 1 o'clock next Thursday.
Yep.
What do we know about Mercyhurst, and how excited are the girls to get out there and start playing?
Yeah, Mercyhurst is a very good opponent to open with. It's a good start for us. They have a new coach as well, so it'll be a good kind of battle of two programs that, are kind of starting fresh a little bit. But, we had one scrimmage last Saturday, got another one on this Saturday, so we're going to be prepared the best we can. The weather's making it a little difficult here lately, but no, we're stoked to get out there, and we're ready to get rolling for sure.
Coach Brett Holt, you don't have to worry about weather, do you? For the most part, right?
We're happy.
Yeah, you guys are happy inside. Beautiful facilities here on campus at Walsh University. But Brett Holt, so your first year at the helm, tell us a little bit about your history and where you've coached at some of your stops along the way.
I grew up in Holmes County, so an hour southeast or west of here. Went to West Holmes, graduated from Ohio State. Went out to, my last stint was in Missouri, NAIA school, Missouri Valley College. Was there for 8 years as the head coach. Been an assistant at Otterbein down in Westerville. And then I worked with the Ohio State women's team as a technical coordinator for 9 months as well.
Go Bucks.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't leave here without saying go Bucks to you. Special shout out to some of our partners here, Huntington Bank, Altman Hospitals, and Bell Stores. Guys, when you think about getting things rolling here on this campus here in North Canton, it's beautiful. I know the weather is going to start to change, but it's just kind of that whole season, the whole feeling. Brett, for you to get started, who are you opening with, and really what are you most excited to see from your team?
We open at Frostburg State.
You guys are in the tournament, correct?
Next weekend, yeah. So we had a scrimmage at Ashland last weekend. We go to Wheeling this Saturday for a big scrimmage. And then we open for real next weekend at Frostburg. We're just excited. I'm lucky to walk into an experienced group. We have 10 juniors and seniors, 3 fifth-year seniors. So I couldn't ask for a better situation to come into. And 5 returning starters. So we definitely have experience. And so it's been a good week and a half of practice.
Yeah. Hannah, tell us about some of your local players, some that might have come from the Federal League here within Stark Summit area. I know that you obviously have a history there, coming from Jackson and the Massillon area. Some girls that we should keep an eye out locally, that the people that will be watching this show, keep their eye out for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got a good amount of Stark County girls here, and a lot of heavy Ohio girls as well. But I would say of our 10 seniors, I know we have 2 from Green. Faith Estes, who's a center mid for us, more of an attacking center mid. She's going to be a solid player for us in the midfield. Lily, I'm going to butcher her last name because it's long. It's like Jagakowski. She's our returning goalkeeper as well, so have some experience in those 2. And then we've got another one, Mac White. Full name's Mackenzie. We call her Mac. She's from Lake, sophomore, trying to get into the starting lineup as an outside back. Is showing really good promise this year as well. So have a lot of good talent, have a lot more signed up to come in next year from Stark County as well. So we're definitely excited for utilizing the talented pool that the Federal League has, coming from that and knowing the traditions of these programs. To build that here is one of the main goals I have as the coach as well. So. Yeah.
Well, you knew that they were going to bring you in on the first year with a name like that. I mean, have you gotten a shortened name for her like Mac does? I mean, out there on the practice field?
For Lily? Yeah, it's just Lily. Yeah, we don't even try that last name. But, no, they're all just good kids, and they work so hard. And they've made my life, really easy coming in. I didn't have any time with them in the spring. And, I'd be remiss to say our assistant coach, Lauren Linda-Smith, has done an excellent job with them, getting them prepared for this fall and being able to just have a week and a half with them going into our first game next week. And they're just ready to roll, being in to teach them some new things, but their attitudes and their work rates that instilled by Lauren is a really nice thing to take over.
TJ Downing here with Hannah Brown, Brett Holt, and Lamar Stewart. Lamar, I got a chance to hear kind of both of their backgrounds from their respective sports. What's your history with football? Are you a local talent? Did you play? Have you always been a coach?
Yeah, well, I'm not local. I'm from New York City. I'm from Queens, New York, but I went to college at Akron.
Okay.
So very familiar with the area and been here. Last year I was the head coach at ASA College. It's a junior college, probably one of the top junior colleges in the country. And from there I was at McDaniel College. It was a Division III school in Maryland. Then also I was at another junior college. I was the OC at Globe Tech. That's another college in New York. And also I was at coaching at a D2 in New Hampshire called St. Anselm. So, been around a little bit, like mostly the East Coast, but I do have some ties in Ohio with going to Akron, and I played arena ball in Marion, Indiana, and in Cleveland. So, got a little bit of ties to the Midwest.
No doubt. For you kind of structuring your team, being that this is the inaugural season, figuring out who your guys are going to be, who's available, who wants to come out and play. With what we know now is transfer portal stuff, we know JUCO stuff that you just mentioned you were part of. Are those certain places that you might look when you're saying, hey, this JUCO guy may be overlooked? These are guys that I know that will be able to step in here and play right away?
Right, absolutely. You hit it on the nose. Like my two quarterbacks are JUCO transfers.
Okay.
One's from a JUCO in Minnesota, one's from a JUCO in New York. So, I did have to go there. Not most of the team. Most of my team is freshmen. This is our first year. This is our inaugural year. But I do got about maybe 11 transfers. Maybe 4 of those had played spring football for Artisan Brothers, and we end up getting them transferring. So that'd be a tremendous help off the O-line, tight end, linebacker, and DB. So getting those guys that actually play the sport, they having a big help with guys at practice and in meetings because they seen the game before, and it's the same as football, but it's a little different. There's different things and different tips and things that they've been doing and helping me even at practice as well with it. So, those transfers is helping me out tremendously.
Coach Holt, how does your kind of makeup of the team, what does it look like when you go down through your roster? Are you a solid mix of out-of-state players compared to local players? And really, who are some of those top-tier players that we should be looking at this year?
We have a big group of Ohio kids. I think 2 or 3 out of state, a couple Indiana, a Texas girl, but that's about it as far as the roster goes of the 19. Again, we're very upperclassmen heavy, so you'll see a lot of juniors and seniors. Grace Lindquist is a returning from Chippewa here, not too far down the road. Bitsy Bauer is a late girl in the middle. Sydney Dixon's from Indiana. She's a returning all-conference kid. Kiana Avery is from Uricksville, Claymont High School. She's a 5th year. She transferred in from Cleveland State a couple years ago. Those will be, and Sammy DeBeese is a returning sophomore from Perry outside of Cleveland. So those kids will be our big offensive load. And then we just have some support. Becca Dunkel from Wadsworth will come off the bench and help us out quite a bit, especially in tournament situations where we're playing 4 matches in 2 days, where we need to give kids some opportunities to rest. The big addition is a freshman setter from Houston, Texas, Aaliyah Couch. She's taken the reins. We have to replace a 3-year starter, Olivia Kearns, that was an Ohio kid. That graduated last spring. She had over 3,000 assists and was the starter the last 3 years. So Aaliyah's come in, and she's just come in a good situation with, again, experience around her. So it's kind of helped relieve her stress and her anxiety a little bit to have some experience and help around her. So as we continue to grow and she continues to grow, I think our team really has a shot to do things at the end of the year.
What is kind of the strategy for you as a coach in volleyball to know that, hey, we're going to be replacing this girl who may have had 3,000 assists, or maybe you're lacking some of the height up front, but you're heavy on strikers. Is it a rotation? Is it a certain thing that you kind of say going into a match, okay, I see what they're putting out there, here's what we're going to have to do?
A little bit. We like to focus on our side of the net. I think, Aaliyah's 5'8". She's not as big as Liv was, but she is super athletic. So I don't think we'll miss much as far as blocking-wise goes. But again, just from a leadership standpoint, Liv ran the show the last 3 years. So Aaliyah's a little bit more quiet and reserved as a freshman, which is going to be okay since we have such leadership as far as our upperclassmen goes. She's not going to need to be in that role this year, which will help alleviate some of her anxiety, I think.
So for you, Hannah, how does that kind of work? Not really, obviously not being part of the program last year, but trying to figure out who really was in control of the pulse of the team and who really was the leader out there and somebody that you're going to say, okay, I'm going to be able to rely on you this year to do this for me and really kind of lead the group as the captain out on the field.
For sure. We lost. I think our biggest loss would probably be our defensive center mid, Megan. She's our GA now. And so we were able to retain her at least in a coaching role and bring that experience, as well as our assistant, Lauren. Like I said, she's been with the program for 3 years now, kept them going. But player-wise, our 10 seniors are really going to be relied heavily upon just for their experience, knowing of the conference and how our team is and how we operate best within 2-game weeks, 1-game weeks, who we have preparing for and things like that. But, the captains that we had returning, we've got 2 seniors and a junior. Allie Stein, Ellie Accordino. We got a lot of last names on my team. And then the last one is Kira McMillan. And they've been great. And so their leadership is going to be relied heavily upon, the communication in regards to just learning their traditions, wanting to make sure we respect everything that they've built while learning a new system and learning as we go and preaching patience, and as well as just kind of showing up and learning the new traditions that we want to implement every day, and they've stepped up to the task tremendously. So it's been fun, and kind of looking to kind of roll with it every week, and taking this season for what it brings and building upon that as we move forward.
Listen, I want you guys to all get familiar with me because I'm going to be out there calling your games. So when you see me out there, I'm not going to be scared to come out and call your games with these last names.
Right, that's fair enough.
I'm going to have to practice a little bit more as I get ready, as we get a little bit closer. But coaches, you get closer, Lamar Stewart, to the start of the season. I believe you guys opening with Damon.
No, Midway.
Midway, okay. When you guys and you guys are also doing something I see on the schedule where you guys are going to go to West Point, right?
Yeah, we're going to West Point for a scrimmage. I believe that's September 8th.
Okay. How does the whole structure of the Sprint football schedule look? Is there a playoff system afterwards? Does it all fall under D2 guidelines?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we do. We play 7 regular season games plus a scrimmage. Then I think the top 4 in the conference will go to playoffs. So we'll have 1 playoff game and then the championship.
Okay.
So, you do have a postseason. So you'll have a league champion, then the top 4 goes to playoffs, and then you'll have a conference champion, then you have a league champion. So, 2 teams can win or 1 team can win both. But we do have playoffs, and I think that starts the November 11th to the November 18th.
Okay. So as we get ready to wrap up here inside of Alumni Arena, I'm going to go from red all the way down. When you start thinking about the North Canton community, Walsh University, Cavalier Nation, the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, NCAA D2, all getting set to start here. We're right on top of it. It's a powder keg ready to explode, and it's your first experience with it. What are you most excited for?
I think just for the support that I've gotten so far, like you said, with everything, conference coaches have reached out, the community, the staff, and my assistant coaches and fellow coaches here, like everybody's been super supportive. So I know that they're supportive of Cavalier volleyball is what I hear. So we're just excited to get into the Ox Gym for our home matches and see where it goes.
I know that you guys also have a great support system out here with Greeny, Christina Payon, Kyle. We got another new guy in the building too, Nate Cochran, athletic director. I know how happy and excited he is for sports to get back underway here for the fall season. So for you, Lamar, what's really kind of the one thing you're like, man, I can't wait for that feeling?
I can't wait just to get out there. This is the first year we ever had it. It's the first Sprint football team in Ohio.
Yeah.
So, I'm just really excited just to get out there and just get it started.
Yeah.
Start a new culture, and what best place to do it is in, you got the Hall of Fame in Canton.
Yep.
We're right there. So it's a football town. So I'm here to, I'm happy to just get out there and play.
And Hannah, for you, you got the beautiful Larry Stout Field. You got the William and Kathleen Brockler, beautiful press box, that stadium over there. what's that game day feeling like for you? What are you most looking forward to from Cavalier Nation coming out with the sport?
Oh, I mean, everyone's been great from the beginning since I've been here. But just, that'll finally be like, I think, the end game of being able to be on the field and have a game and see what that game day experience is like for the girls. And, they're huge supporters of everyone else. So I know that they'll have that backing from the rest of the student athletes. And for me, it's like this homecoming of, I played at the Division II level, played a lot of the teams in this conference when I was their age. And so kind of coming back home in full circle moment, really.
Yeah.
And so just excited to kind of take these girls and lead them through their journeys in that experience and seeing what takeaways we can get and learning from that one, and then we're on to the next one on Sunday.
I've always thought that's the greatest thing about coming in here to Alumni Arena for basketball games, because you see all the other student athletes from the different sports coming out here to kind of support their group. So for all you other student athletes out there, come out here, take care of our guys and girls on the volleyball team. Obviously, sprint football inaugural season getting ready to kick off, and women's soccer. All right, that's going to do it for us here inside of Alumni Arena. For myself, TJ Downing, and my crew here, this is second half of the crew. I want to thank again Coach Mazzico, also Coach Hogarth and Coach Fankhauser earlier, and Coach Brett Holt, Coach Lamar Stewart, Coach Hannah Brown. The three, what we call it? You guys are the freshman class, right?
Yeah.
You guys are the newbies.
Yeah.
Newbies, freshmen. We're excited to see what you guys do. Another special shout out to our partners, Huntington Bank, Altman Hospitals, and Bell Stores. Make sure to patronize them. And again, a special shout out to our guys back here, part of the athletic directing crew, getting it done for us as always. Appreciate you guys having us on board here and coming out and talking to you guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys put out there. So that'll do it for us here on campus with the Walsh Cavaliers. We'll be back with more after this.
The leader in quality drivetrain components, H&H Truck Parts is a name you can trust. Located in Valley View, Ohio at 5500 South Cloverleaf Parkway, H&H can handle all your heavy-duty truck needs. Come in and exchange your transmission, differential, or power steering gearbox. But that's not all. H&H is equipped to handle all your parts needs. Permco pumps, Muncie PTOs, Neapco U-joints, Spicer yokes, new Eaton clutches, and more. Let the professionals at H&H Truck Parts handle your transmission or differential installation in one of their 6 service bays. Specializing in drivetrain repairs, stop by and have your drive shaft balanced, flywheel resurfaced, or your clutch installed alongside the best transmissions and differentials on the road. You know why they're the best? Because H&H is Ohio's largest purchaser of Eaton Fuller parts. Need a blower or a pump? H&H distributes Paragon and Permco brands. Names you can trust with your livelihood on the road. Call H&H Truck Parts today for the leader in heavy-duty truck parts and service. Call locally at 216-642-4540. Toll free at 800-601-4540 or check them out online at hhtruckparts.com.
McNeil & Sons Tree Service serves the greater Northeast Ohio area by keeping your property clear all year round. Do you have trees that have stretched too close to your home? A rotted tree that has to go? Or perhaps even storm damage? No job is too big or small for McNeil & Sons. We specialize in large tree removal, storm damage, stump grinding, land clearing, and more. McNeil & Sons Tree Service is fully licensed and insured, so contact us today at 330-606-1126 for all your tree care needs, or visit us online at mcneiltree.com to schedule your free quote. The professionals at McNeil & Sons can inform you of your tree health and give you a risk assessment to keep your family protected. So call today, 330-606-1126. McNeil & Sons Tree Service, a company you can depend on with family you can trust.
You came to Stark Media for the best? Well, now you got it. Check out Lindsay's Pizza on 2827 Whipple Avenue Northwest inside of the Hillsdale Shopping Center. The preferred post-game pizza of the Stark Media team is open until 11 p.m., and it has all the essentials for game day. Pizza, chicken, salads, and sandwiches are just a click away at lindsayspizza.com. But you should trust a former Ohio State All-American and just call them right now at 330-477-3800. 477-3800. This is TJ Downing for Lindsay's Pizza, and I approve this message.
Chris McCready's and his team at Finally Hear Hearing Aid Center in Canton offer up over 30 years of experience for their customers who are hearing impaired. Head over to their website at finallyhearohio.com and schedule your free hearing aid test and evaluation today. They're a best of the best award-winning company that prides themselves on customer service. Stop down and see them at 1201 30th Street Northwest or contact them at 492-1212 for an appointment. And thank you for sponsoring Stark Media's finallyhearohio.com Player of the Game.